Welcome to House Lux Estate, the channel where we discuss all things related to career growth, personal development, and workplace dynamics. Today, we're turning our focus to an important yet often overlooked issue in the workplace environment: the signs of a toxic boss. Now, why is this topic so crucial? Well, a toxic boss can not only hinder your professional growth, but can also have serious implications on your personal well-being. Recognizing these signs early can help steer you towards making informed decisions about your career path. So, whether you're just starting out in your career or you're an experienced professional, it's crucial to be aware of these signs. And remember, recognizing a problem is the first step to solving it. So without further ado, let's delve into the heart of the matter. In today's video, we're going to dive into 5 signs that your boss might be toxic. The first sign of a toxic boss is a lack of respect. Now, let's take a moment to ponder what respect really means in a professional setting. Respect is the cornerstone of any relationship, and the workplace is no exception. It is about acknowledging the value of every individual's contribution, treating everyone with dignity, and fostering an environment of mutual regard. A lack of respect from a boss can manifest in a multitude of ways. It might be blatant, like dismissive comments, public humiliation, or even outright rudeness. Or it might be more subtle, like consistent interruptions during conversations, disregard for personal boundaries, or an inability to appreciate the work done by the team. In a healthy workplace, a boss leads by example, setting a tone of respect and encouraging everyone to follow suit. But when a boss exhibits a lack of respect, it can create a ripple effect. This negativity seeps into the very fabric of the work environment, fostering a culture of disrespect that can be damaging not just to individual employees, but to the overall productivity and morale of the team. A lack of respect from a boss can also lead to a loss of self-esteem among employees. When people are not respected for their efforts, they may start doubting their own abilities, which can be detrimental to their professional growth and personal well-being. Moreover, respect is instrumental in facilitating open and effective communication. Without it, people might hesitate to voice their ideas or concerns, leading to stifled creativity and unresolved issues. So if you find yourself in a situation where you are constantly feeling belittled, overlooked, or disrespected, it's time to take notice. It's not just about the occasional tough love or constructive criticism, which can indeed be beneficial. It's about a consistent pattern of disrespectful behavior that undermines your worth and your work. In essence, a lack of respect is not just a personal issue, it's a professional one. It affects not just your job satisfaction, but also the overall health of your workplace. If you constantly feel belittled or disrespected, this might be a sign of a toxic boss. The second sign of a toxic boss is poor communication. Now let's talk about the backbone of any successful organization: clear and open communication. It's the lifeline that connects every member of a team, allowing collaboration, fostering understanding, and promoting progress. But what happens when this lifeline is choked off? When a boss fails to communicate effectively, the entire team can suffer. Imagine a boss who barely gives any feedback, or when they do, it's vague and unhelpful. You're left guessing what they really want, trying to decipher their cryptic instructions like a puzzle. This can lead to a lot of unnecessary stress, confusion, and even mistakes in your work. Or consider a boss who seldom responds to your messages and emails. You reach out with questions, concerns, or ideas, and you're met with silence. This lack of responsiveness not only hampers your ability to do your work, but also makes you feel unheard and unimportant. And let's not forget about a boss who dismisses your ideas without consideration, or worse, ridicules them. This kind of behavior stifles creativity and innovation. It creates a culture of fear where team members are afraid to voice their thoughts, leading to a stagnant work environment. What about the boss who gives directives without explaining why? This one-way communication can leave you feeling like a cog in a machine, blindly following orders without understanding the bigger picture. It can be demotivating and can create a disconnect between your work and the company's goals. In all these scenarios, the common thread is a lack of clear, open, and respectful communication. A good boss communicates effectively, providing clear instructions, giving timely feedback, responding promptly, and encouraging open dialogue. They value your ideas, explain the reasons behind their decisions, and make you feel like a valued member of the team. So if you're dealing with a boss who is consistently vague, unresponsive, or dismissive, it's time to take note. This kind of poor communication is not just inconvenient, it's a sign of a toxic boss. A boss who is consistently vague, unresponsive, or dismissive is a red flag. The third sign of a toxic boss is excessive criticism. Now, it's important to understand the difference between constructive feedback and excessive criticism. Constructive feedback is an essential part of personal and professional growth. It helps us identify our strengths and weaknesses and enables us to improve in areas that may require some extra attention. It's usually given with a positive intent to help us become better at what we do. However, excessive criticism is a different beast altogether. It's when your boss constantly nitpicks at your work, pointing out faults, without offering any solutions or guidance for improvement. It's more about belittling your efforts rather than helping you grow. For example, a boss who constantly belittles your ideas during team meetings, or who consistently finds fault with your work, regardless of the quality, is likely engaging in excessive criticism. Excessive criticism can lead to a decrease in employee morale and productivity. It can make you feel undervalued and can significantly impact your self-esteem. It's important to remember that everyone makes mistakes and that learning from them is what matters. No one should be made to feel incompetent or inadequate because of them. In a healthy work environment, your boss should be your mentor, someone who guides you through your journey, helps you learn, and encourages you to grow. They should provide constructive feedback, which is specific, well-intentioned, and offers actionable suggestions for improvement. It should make you feel empowered, not belittled. Excessive criticism, on the other hand, is destructive. It's vague, often personal, and leaves you feeling deflated. It's not about your growth, but about their power. So, if your boss is constantly criticizing you without providing any constructive feedback or ways to improve, you might just be dealing with a toxic boss. If you find yourself constantly on the receiving end of harsh criticism, this could be a sign of a toxic boss. The fourth sign of a toxic boss is unreasonable expectations. Now, reasonable expectations are a crucial part of any workplace. They set the bar for performance and productivity. They help us understand what we're working towards and how to achieve it. But what happens when these expectations become unreasonable? For example, imagine a boss who consistently expects you to complete a week's worth of work in just a single day, or a boss who demands perfection in every task, no matter how minor. These are not only unreasonable expectations, but they can also lead to stress, burnout, and a decrease in overall job satisfaction. They can make you feel like you're constantly falling short, no matter how hard you work. Remember, it's one thing to be challenged at work. It's another thing entirely to be set up for failure. A boss who consistently sets unachievable goals might be toxic. The fifth and final sign of a toxic boss is a disregard for work-life balance. Work-life balance is crucial for any employee's well-being. It's about having a harmonious blend between your professional responsibilities and personal life. A healthy work environment respects this balance, understanding that employees are not just workers but individuals with personal lives, interests, and commitments outside of the office. A toxic boss, however, might completely disregard this balance. They might expect you to be on call at all hours, respond to emails late into the night, or work through weekends. They could constantly push you to prioritize work over personal time, leading to burnout, stress, and overall dissatisfaction. Remember, it's not about the quantity of hours you put in, but the quality of work you produce. A good boss understands this. If your boss expects you to be available 24/7, this could be a sign of a toxic boss. To recap, the 5 signs of a toxic boss are: first, an evident lack of respect. This can manifest in various ways, such as consistently dismissing your ideas or undermining your work. Second sign is poor communication. A boss who doesn't clearly express expectations or provide constructive feedback can easily breed confusion and frustration. The third sign is excessive criticism. While constructive criticism is part of growth, a boss who incessantly critiques without offering solutions is toxic. Fourth, unreasonable expectations. If you find your boss constantly pushing for more without regard for your capacity, it could indicate a toxic environment. Lastly, no work-life balance. A boss who does not respect your personal time and expects you to be available round the clock is a clear red flag. These signs are not exhaustive, but they serve as a starting point to identify toxicity in your workplace. Thank you for tuning into House Lux Estate. Remember to subscribe for more insightful content. Until next time, stay aware and stay safe in your workplace.